Greetings, my name is Ayo, and welcome to Jack's Empowerment Series. So, Jack Empowerment Series is a series where we discuss personal development. And in this particular series, we'll be discussing a range of business ideas, one of which is Jack's Pub. With me is Mr. Jack Lookman, who will be sharing his insights on Jack's Pub. Welcome, Mr. Jack. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
Mr. Jack, what should we expect from today's conversation?
It shall be a brief insight into a business idea about packaging and selling semi-prepared pap, which is otherwise known as ogi or Akamu in Nigeria.
Mr. Jack, can you please tell us briefly about the business idea?
Excuse me. It's basically cartoned prepared ogi or pap in different sizes and in different variations. It should need only about 2 minutes of microwave to be table ready after being emptied into a bowl or dish. So for one person, you can get a bowl, pour the pap into it, and put it in the microwave for just 2 minutes, and it should be done.
Okay, and what was the inspiration behind the idea?
On the one hand, ogi or pap could be challenging to prepare. It could come sometimes with lumps, which the Yoruba people call koko, and it needs sometimes a special skill set. For example, some people might prepare it and it's too watery or it's too thick. So for this reason, I think this idea will be good. And also, the product, ogi in its proper form might become extinct. So that's another inspiration. And then just to note that ogi is not actually custard. Ogi has a distinctive taste. And also we have ogi in different formats or variants. There's what they call ogi baba, which is from, I think it's called guinea corn. And there's also the normal ogi, which is from the normal maize. So ogi is actually different from custard. It has its unique and distinct taste. I came across some similar products like porridge, custard in the marketplace. And I thought, why can't we replicate this with ogi? And so that was the inspiration for the idea.
Oh, thank you. And what is the unique selling point of this product?
In a nutshell, it's modernized ogi for the rat race, in a nutshell.
Interesting. And then, who are the target market?
Well, if you decide to go in this business, you can target the end users. You can target people in Nigeria, in Africa, in diaspora. You can target retailers, wholesalers, and those in the rat race with little time to actually take time to prepare ogi for their children and for their families. And also those who can't actually prepare ogi traditionally. Some people cannot actually prepare it no matter how hard they try. And of course, those who wish to preserve the traditional meal, all those are people you can target with the product.
Yeah, thank you. And what does the value chain look like?
Basically, of course, you need the farmers who are going to grow the maize or the raw materials. You need those who are going to process the meal, process the food, so food processors. You have people who are going to be involved in logistics. You will have auxiliary human resources as well. Those who are behind the scenes. You need exporters, those who are going to export the products to different parts of the world. You will need marketers, those who are going to market the product so that, of course, people are aware of it and can buy them. You will need salespeople and etc., etc.
And what resources might one require for a business like this?
Definitely you need human resources. You need a physical location. You need equipment. You need logistics. You need the know-how, preservation, etc. You need marketers. You need suppliers. You need marketing outlets, and so on and so forth.
And what are the benefits of the business and the product?
Well, on the one hand, it's actually rat race compliant. Just imagine a family, that they need to take their children to school very early in the morning, and they don't have the time to start trial and error in preparing ogi and all that. So on the one hand, it's rat race compliant. All you need is just pour it into a bowl, put it in the microwave, maybe add sugar or some sweetener, and that's it done. Also, it saves a lot of hassle, saves a lot of time, saves a lot of mess. It's efficient. No major skills. Excuse me. No major skills are needed. It's cost effective. There's opportunity for job creation, wealth creation, and it creates loads of opportunities.
Thank you. And has any market research gone into this?
Not formal market research, but informal. Like I've mentioned earlier, I've seen custard in the marketplace. I've seen porridge. I've seen powdered ogi, which is different from what I'm proposing. I've seen fresh ogi, which is actually more raw, and that's also in the marketplace. And probably other cereals, cornflakes and Rice Krispies, etc. So on the surface, yes, I've done some market research, but this product is a bit unique.
Thank you. And what are the possible challenges with embarking on this venture?
First and foremost, adaptation to change. Most people resist change. Also, some people might not have a microwave, and a microwave is at the core of the business model. Also, a threat to those skilled in preparing ogi. For example, they might find this as a threat to their livelihoods or things like that. Also, because the product is going to be packaged, and of course it will have a shelf life and all that, but there's a slight chance of possible food poisoning issues. And of course, it's going to be date restricted. So, for example, the shelf life might not be as long as you would have loved. And of course, if it exceeds the shelf life, it will have to be discarded. So that may be waste. So you actually have to sell it very quickly. And of course, there might be regulatory challenges. Every country has its regulatory bodies and all that. So you have to scale through that hurdle. And also, I can mention that there might be issues regarding preservation. So that's going to be another challenge, to make sure that you are still retaining the taste and the quality. But at the end of the day, you also need preservatives in order to increase the shelf life.
Thank you very much. And how can this business be scaled?
Basically, you could do different flavors. You can do one which is just plain ogi, which means when you are preparing it, you'll have to add milk and maybe sugar. Another flavor, you can do different variants. You can do one with milk, and you can do one with maybe different fruits, maybe strawberry and other fruits, or different flavors. You can do one with sugar, maybe a little bit of sugar. You can do one without any sugar. And, you can do different complementary products. If you get it right with ogi, you can go ahead to do other products that might be in the food industry. You can explore different parts of the value chain. So if you don't want to be involved in actually the production, you can be involved in the different parts of the value chain, marketing, logistics, and so on and so forth. Also, you can explore exports to different countries, and you could actually explore franchises as well.
Yeah. And have you done any competitor research?
Yes, a bit. Like I mentioned earlier, excuse me, there are different products and services in that niche. You have cornflakes, you have Rice Krispies, Weetabix, you have the traditional ogi being prepared, you have powdered ogi, and so on. But I've not come across this product in this form. So I think there's a lot of scope for the business. And I think, of course, there's custard as well, and there's porridge. So, and like I said, there's powdered ogi. So I think, yes, I've done some basic competitor research, but I think there's a lot of scope for this business to thrive.
Thank you for your insights. And I'm sure our listeners are curious, right? What are the research and development opportunities or avenues in this venture?
First and foremost, preservation, because if you do not preserve it, it's going to be in liquid or paste form, semi-liquid form. So you have to think about preservation. You need to work on that. You need to work on retaining the unique taste. You need to think about how you are going to franchise, how you are going to export. You need to think about market research, competitor research, product research, and so on and so forth. So some of those things are directly related to the product development, and some are related in the wider business sense.
Thank you very much. And do you do any forms of collaborations?
Yes, I do. I do collaborations. While I'm not going to be physically preparing the yoga and all that, but I could help with brainstorming and things like that. So yeah, if you're interested in collaborating with me, just do an email to jacklookman@yahoo.co.uk, or you can direct mail me on Facebook Messenger. Just look for Jack Lookman.
Thank you. And I'm sure our listeners would not hesitate to reach out to you. And how can our listeners communicate their comments or feedback?
Basically, you can do an email to jacklookman@yahoo.co.uk or to Facebook Messenger. Just look for Jack Lookman and you should be able to find me there.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jack. And aside collaborations and feedbacks, do you help with business plans?
Yes, indeed. We can help you do a business plan based on your location and all that. So just do me an email to jacklookman@yahoo.co.uk and then we can start the process.
Thank you. And how can our listeners book a one-on-one chat with you?
One-to-one chat. That's going to be expensive. First and foremost, just do me an email to jacklookman@yahoo.co.uk or do me a Facebook Messenger to Jack Lookman, and then we can discuss and negotiate, and we'll see how we take things further.
Thank you. And where can we get more of such content?
You can see me look for me on YouTube. Just look for Jack Lookman. We've also written some books, and if you go to Amazon.com and search for Jack Lookman, you see a list of different books we've written. Also, we have a website which is called jacksempowerment.com. You can find different courses there. And we are working on adding content on different other platforms So yeah, those are some of the places where you can. And of course, we have a Facebook presence. We have one of our Facebook groups is called Empowerment, Inspiration, and Support. And a new one which we are creating is called, which we've just created, is called Mentee and Mentor. So yeah, so those are some of the platforms where you can find us.
Thank you. And I mean, what type of business legal structure is required for this venture?
Excuse me. What I would recommend is either a limited liability company or a PLC. I would suggest you start as a limited liability company. That way you get a bit protected or quite protected. With this business, things can actually go wrong. If people suffer from food poisoning or things like that, they could easily sue you. If you just register an ordinary business name, you could easily get into trouble. They might sue you for all your life savings and all that. So I would recommend a limited liability company in the first instance. And then if the company grows big, then you can explore maybe becoming a public liability company and just take it from there.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jack, for your time.
Thank
was a pleasure listening to your insights on Jack's Pop.
Thank you.
I'm very sure our listeners would hurriedly reach out to you.
Thank you very much, Ayo. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Thank you.